2019 is a year of some great music. I mean, So What, The Valley, Ammo. But it is also a year of some weird music. Hail Stan, Sudden Sky, Helix, and now we have one more contender for that spot. Alien by Northlane. Such a crazy and wild collection of sounds that I'm pretty certain I've never heard before. It's truly something that sounds unique, distinct, and new. Shout out to all of my patrons, by the way. Thank you all for supporting me. If you're not supporting me yet, you can come do that now, because it's a very nice timing. I just uploaded my full album reaction for Northlane Alien, so if you want to check that out, make sure to support me. If you can't or don't want to, that's completely fine. That's just one extra step to support me in making more videos. It's a very loud engine. Northlane's ambitious and just out-of-this-world experiment resulted in a weird mix between techno-electronic music with genty metalcore. The sound of this album is so sick because of many things, but one of the main things is definitely the guitar tone. The guitar sounds extra dirty, extra low, and extra thick with a Q. Drums is another part of why the sound is so great on this album, because from song to song drums actually change. Like, the sound of the drums are different. There's so much variety in this album when it comes to drums. I just love it. One song, it's a typical drum and bass electronic style drumming. Another, it's just, you know, it's your average genty metalcore style. But one thing is certain about all of this is that Northlane's Alien features some of the best drumming I've heard maybe since The Sin in the Sentence or even Phantom Anthem. Not necessarily in complexity of the sound, but more in creativity, which this album definitely doesn't lack. If we're talking any particular song, let's start off with Free Fall, which has a really dramatic chorus with very intense, genty riff, with some great open and high vocals. 4D is also a very wide and open sound. It just makes you feel so liberated and even happy. Jin has a great head vocals on chorus, which are almost like angels sing. And that's another thing about Alien, melody. The melodies written on Alien are phenomenal. They can be dramatic, they can be happy, they can be upbeat, they can be sad, they can be intense, dirty, they can be anything. Rift and Sleepless are two softer songs on the album. They're the softest ones. While the first captures an interesting electronic vibe with insanely well-produced vocals, Sleepless is just on another level. It's arguably my favorite track on the album, and it does it without being a heavy gent metalcore song. It provides a listener with such a unique vibe and experience, and such a great spectrum of emotions, with washed out keyboards and vocals over some great drum and bass like beat. Another reason why I love it so much is because it features saxophone in the background, which is an automatic win for me in music. Can't do anything about it. The only two tracks that didn't click with me the right way as much as the other did, Details Matter and Paradigm. They are heavier, but they didn't deliver nearly as much emotion and depth of sound to me as like 4D or Free Fall. Among the singles, my favorite has to be Vultures. It's the first single, and it is reminiscent of Northlane's more heavier side that they did in the past. Talking Heads comes second because it's a weird mix between Meshuggah gent with new metal and modern metalcore styles. Finally, there are two songs left that I haven't talked about yet. It's Bloodline and Eclipse. And that's because they are two connected songs, and they are connected by a beautiful thing called storytelling. It always amazes me when artists are willing to pour out their souls and some darker sides of their lives for the music they make, for other people to listen to and evaluate. I think it just takes a lot of power and confidence to do that, and I really admire it. Bloodline is a story about abuse. As the music video portrays, a boy that's being abused by a drunk and high and just not sober at all person. I actually did a cover for this song, vocal cover, so if you want to check that out, make sure you do. I love the mix of softer, lower vocals with more extreme and rough screams. I think it's just perfect on this song. This song is heavy, awesome, and deep. Eclipse is also a story about abuse. It sounds like a disco electronic song mixed with gent and very low and dirty guitars, and everything sounds very washed out. The idea behind this one is to tell the exact same story as Bloodline did, but from a different perspective, according to the music video. It's an interesting concept, reminding me of Polly by Nirvana. Not exactly, but kind of similar. In this case, mixing comes into play as a huge component of storytelling because it makes the song sound as if you're not completely sober yourself while listening to it, as if you lose clarity of the world around you. And obviously these two tracks talk about a very important thing that happens in everyday life of a lot of people, and abuse is not a joke, it's a serious thing that happens, and I'm really happy that such hard topic is being drawn attention to by bands like Northlane. I think it's awesome. Things like these, they build up such a great picture of Alien. It's these tiny and clever creative details that make this album so likable. Northlane took a sharp turn into a completely new direction, and in my honest opinion, they didn't disappoint. It is an impressive record with plenty to be surprised by. It features a lot of little details that will make you happy if you like music. It's just a weird album. And I guess that's what makes it so goddamn good. Albums like Alien by Northlane are something that moves the genre forward. I cannot stress this thing enough. We need more experiments. We need more innovation in music, because when the genre becomes stale and plateaus, that's when it dies. And there's plenty of examples in that in history of music. So don't let metalcore or gent die. Make creative and awesome music. Support creative and awesome music like Northlane's Alien. Come check it out. It's beautiful.